Tonight, only on Fox, a Fort Verde, Arizona family has opened its home to children with special needs. They have fostered more than 25 kids and adopted 4 of them.
Such a beautiful family, and tonight our Christy Siefkin brings us the story of their most recent adoption, a boy with spina bifida who was left to die in a Bulgarian orphanage.
My name is Darren Gagnon.
My name is Stacy Gagnon.
I have 6 children.
My oldest daughter's name is Bailey. She is the quintessential oldest daughter, very organized.
My oldest son is Silas. Silas is in middle school. He loves sports, loves playing golf.
My middle son is Isaac. He's our first adopted child and our first foster child, and he completely turned our world upside down.
Ellie is my little girl who loves still to sit in my lap. She's 8 years old.
Joel, we actually nicknamed him Grandpa. His favorite thing is to look at Google Maps.
Israel, our newest, is only 5 years old. And what an amazing boy.
He's our miracle boy. I mean, he came from a situation that most would not survive.
Darren and Stacy Gagnon have walked a long and arduous road to build this beautiful family. Darren, a high school science teacher, and Stacy, a nurse, planned on only having 2 kids. Then one day at school, Stacy met a foster child.
And he basically shares, I was pulled from my home last night, and I don't even know who I'm staying with. I've never been, I'm getting on a bus. I don't even know what bus. Is someone coming to get me? I'm scared to death.
That was the day the Gagnons decided to become foster parents. With Stacy's medical background, the couple trained in medical foster care, fostering and eventually adopting children with special needs.
You have a lot more capacity, I think, to love a kid than you might think you do. And so when you raise them for 2 years and they learn to call you mom and dad, it's not a hard thing to just go, well, okay, you're staying forever.
The Gagnons fostered their first adopted son, Isaac, when he was just a baby. Isaac spent weeks in the hospital having seizures and screaming in pain from migraines.
The future for him was he's probably never going to walk, talk, smile. I mean, there was like no one was home.
Just 1 year in the Gagnons' care, and Isaac improved beyond recognition.
The physician walks in the room with the file, looks at Isaac, and walked back out. And then he came back in, and he was just like, this can't be the same kid. I don't see outcomes like this ever.
The Gagnons went on to adopt Isaac and Ellie and Joel, and most recently, Israel, a 5-year-old Bulgarian boy with spina bifida. Stacy discovered Israel through Reese's Rainbow, a nonprofit that helps find homes for foreign children with special needs.
In Eastern Europe, children that are born with special needs at birth are placed in an orphanage. If they are not adopted between the ages of 4 and 6, they are then transferred to an adult mental institution, and within a year, 85% of those kids die.
Stacy flew to Bulgaria to visit Israel's orphanage, a place that she calls a hellhole, a cold, sterile building where disabled children are locked up to die.
They take me to this back section, and it's baby after baby with large heads and sores everywhere, dying. And I thought, oh my God, like, they need medical care. Can we get them, let me help. And they're like, no. The laying rooms for them to die. There's no value for handicapped children. They're actually considered a curse from God. And when I met with the orphanage director, I got grilled for an hour whether I was planning on selling his organs, whether I was going to somehow profit off of him.
Israel spent the first 4 years of his life jailed in a crib. When Stacy met him, his leg was tied to a bar. He'd never been outside.
When I first met Israel, I actually was horrified. They hand me this baby and he smells like urine and his teeth were decayed and he was so broken and bony.
Stacy returned to Arizona determined to save Israel. She started a blog called Ransom for Israel, documenting the horror she can't forget.
Babies that go without medical care and infants that learn not to cry, laugh, or smile. Kids caged in cribs, banging their heads on the bars to self-soothe, biting fingers until they bleed, rocking endlessly, and fed a convenient liquid diet. and I shoulder this burden of knowledge, and when I try to unpack it with friends, family, and church, they smile and change the subject to something not so heavy.
Through her blog, Stacy fundraised for orphanage medical supplies and for Israel's $38,000 adoption fee. In January 2016, the Gagnons flew back to Bulgaria and rescued Israel.
Be able to walk out of that orphanage carrying him up those steps, and I told Stacy, I'm like, you need to get this on video, and you got to take a picture because he's never coming back here. And he'll never remember this place, we hope, and he will forever be our child and our son, not their orphan.
Stacy and Darren say their children immediately embraced their new little brother, as if he'd been a part of the family all along.
Okay, thank you. I'm not gonna eat it.
Now in kindergarten, Israel is thriving, learning his ABCs and proudly doing tricks in his wheelchair.
Spin it.
He's just a normal child. He's not an orphan. He's not broken. He's a normal kid who had a bad circumstance who now his life will be full.
And is it hard? Hell yes, it's hard. There are days that are really hard. But the victories and pouring your life into something that actually matters, there's nothing that you can compare to that. Nothing.
I think that's one of the most important stories we've ever aired. Hopefully you can share that. We're going to put that on our app and our Facebook page, and hopefully you can share that one. Stacy's blog, Ransom for Israel, is still accepting.
Yeah, accepting donations. All of the money raised goes towards medical supplies for children still living in Bulgaria. Thank you for that, Christy. Man, and to that family, our hats off to you. You are doing God's work.